All right, let's get right into it. For millions of us, allergy season is just this miserable, predictable thing that happens every year. But what if the main culprit isn't just the pollen outside? What if it's something that's already living inside of us? We're going to explore a really wild question today. Could hidden fungi in your nose be the secret cause of your allergies? For so many people, seasonal allergies and even asthma, they just feel like this unsolved mystery. You take the pills, you try to stay inside, you're constantly cleaning, but the symptoms just keep coming back. It's this frustrating cycle of sneezing and coughing and itchy eyes that we've kind of just learned to live with. But what if there's a huge piece of the puzzle we've all been missing? Seriously, every single year we gear up to fight the same old enemies, right? Pollen, dust mites, pet dander. And look, there's no doubt they're triggers. But what if they're not the whole story? What if there's another instigator that we've completely overlooked this whole time? And this idea, it's a huge shift in how we think about this stuff. For generations, we've looked outside for the cause of our allergies, blaming everything floating in the air around us. But what if the most important clues have been hiding in a place we would never, ever think to look? So, okay, if it's not just about pollen and dust, what is this surprising suspect we're talking about? Well, recent findings from immunologists are pointing to a culprit that has been, believe it or not, hiding in plain sight. It's actually part of our body's natural environment. The culprit, according to this new research, is fungi. And no, we're not talking about the mold you might find on your bathroom walls. We're talking about a whole community of microscopic fungi that are living pretty harmlessly inside your own nasal passages. Now, before you start to worry, let's be super clear. Having a community of fungi in your nose, what scientists call a nasal microbiome, is totally normal. It's just like how we have helpful bacteria in our gut, we have a natural, balanced community of fungi in our nose too. They're a standard part of our body's ecosystem. So this brings up a huge question, right? If these fungi are a normal part of us, how on earth could they be connected to allergies and asthma? Well, the answer isn't really about the fungi themselves, but it's about how our immune system, sometimes, reacts to them. It really breaks down into a pretty simple but powerful three-step process. So first, the fungi are just there. They're living their lives as part of your normal system. But then, and this is the key, in some people, the immune system just overreacts. It mistakenly flags these totally harmless fungi as dangerous invaders. And third, that massive immune response is what we feel as allergy symptoms. It's basically a case of friendly fire. And it's possible that external stuff, like pollen, puts the immune system on high alert, which makes this kind of mistake even more likely to happen. So what we're really talking about here is a complete reframing of what an allergy trigger can even be. It's not just something you breathe in from the outside. It could be a reaction to what's already on the inside. For years, the old way of thinking was pretty straightforward. Allergies are caused by external things we inhale. That's it. But this new finding suggests that our own internal ecosystem and our body's reaction to it could also be a major trigger. Now, this doesn't mean pollen and dust don't matter. They do. But it adds this fascinating new layer to the story, connecting the outside world to our inner biology.
Okay, so what's the big takeaway here? What does this all mean for you? Well, if a potential trigger is always with you, it really helps explain why allergy symptoms can feel so constant and so hard to control, even when you're trying to avoid all the usual suspects. It means the source of that chronic inflammation might be right there inside you the whole time, not just something that happens when the seasons change.
And that, honestly, is the most powerful part of this whole idea. This entire process could be happening completely under the radar. You might be blaming the high pollen count you saw on the news, when in reality, your own immune system is busy fighting this kind of phantom menace in your nose, all without you even knowing it. So, it leaves us with this incredible thought to chew on. For decades, we've been searching for answers to the allergy problem, and it's totally possible that the most important clue has been here the entire time. Quite literally, right under our nose. It's a discovery that could totally change how we think about and maybe even how we treat allergies forever.